mining has not only brought infrastructure to its knees in Krugersdorp and Roodepoort, however, zamas have also left those community devastated. Abandoned mines and disused shafts attract heavily armed and brazen zamas who illegally dig for gold. So how bad is the damage in the area and how is it being addressed? Our reporter eNCA's Pule Letshwiti-Jones is on the ground trying to get some answers for us, and he speaks to me now to give us some context. Pule, very warm good morning to you. Colleague, quite fair to say it's not only communities reeling to the impact of zamas, but also businesses. And this we're seeing particularly from where you are in parts of Krugersdorp and Roodepoort. Good morning.
Well, a very good morning, and definitely, yes, indeed. I'm just going to ask my colleague, Mukhumutsi Situki, to pan on my right-hand side, where you can see currently we're told this is where usually the illegal mining operations will take place. And what has happened is that it has subsequently affected this road here, whereby residents and business owners cannot go into their various destinations, and usually causing massive traffic around in and around this area here. And honestly, what has happened now is that business owners are really just quite fed up with this whole Zama operation is taking place here, because it's affecting their businesses in the process as well. And I'm going to speak to them right now. I'm going to be joined by Vic Lapham, who has a business in this area here. Vic, thank you very much for speaking to us on eNCA this morning. Just how badly has this taken a toll on the infrastructure, but the businesses as well here?
Good morning, Pule. Yeah, so what's happened here is that the closure of the road and the subsequent undermining of the road has meant that people can't get accesses, not to their businesses only, but their homes. We have a whole area that is very, very affected. It's residents, it's people who need to get their children to school, people who need traffic to be able to get into their businesses, and they've seen their businesses drop by probably 50 to 70% in a revenue drop, because people can't get access to this area because of the zamas and the damage to the road infrastructure, the lights, the water, and it's really become a huge problem for them.
All right. Just before I come back to you, I want to speak to Councillor Mark. Thank you very much for chatting to us. I know we've always spoken about the issue of the illegal mining here in Krugersdorp. How are the complaints from the residents as well? Because just recently we were in Zama, my colleague, our viewers there. But how bad is it on the infrastructure?
Good morning, Pule, and to your listeners, and thank you so much for coming out again. The plight is quite serious, and the residents are in fear, mostly, but also in fear of the infrastructure, where we discovered just the other day main pipelines, the main Randwater feed pipeline that has been undermined by zamas.
Yeah, and what are the residents saying here as well?
Well, the residents, we took it to their attention. We also brought it to the attention of Mogale City, the municipality officials, to go out there with Randwater. And it's a big fear with the recent water crisis we've been having. That main pipeline feeds Krugersdorp 2, 3 and 4 reservoirs, which feed the rest of Krugersdorp. And if that pipeline goes, we're going to sit without water.
All right, I just want to take a walk as well, Dumelo, just to show you. I'm going to walk with Victoria, just so we can also see just one of the holes inside here that has been affected. Apologies for those shaky visuals. Vic, let's just take a walk. Speak to us around what this has caused. We saw a hole in the other area, but also in this particular area next to the road here, we see how badly this road has been damaged. As businesses here, how often do you have to repair this road as a result of the illegal mining?
Well, so over the last few years, we've had to do one big repair. This is the next very big repair. But when the road is open, there are normally only a few little holes, one or two zamas that come in and take gold opportunistically out of the roadbed. But since this road has been closed for 5 months due to a much-needed resurfacing, we've had a team of 30 to 50 zamas here for a month who've stolen this huge section of road. And unfortunately, this is the main road from Randfontein through to both Leratong and Kagiso and through to Roodepoort. And there's really, since there's been no traffic on this road at all, zamas have just taken it as a holiday and have just moved in. Also, there's no road, but Leipold Street in Krugersdorp is now the alternative route, and that is under huge pressure. You should see the potholes now starting to open up in that road because of the increased volume of traffic through a residential area, essentially.
Of course, I'm also going to be joined by Velile Kumalo, who speaks on behalf of the residents in this area. Velile, just let's chat about how the infrastructure has been damaged, particularly with the water supply. There's been a concern around how water could potentially be affected in the municipality of Mogale City. Take us through that.
Thank you, Pule. I think it's important that you must note that this issue of the zamas has caused us a lot of damage in the country. I think it's important that you must tell everyone that it's going to even affect the industrial park. We have an industrial park that is really has employed more than 1 million people. And that water pipeline has already been damaged by the zamas. It means when they close water, there are companies there in the industrial park, they use water daily. It means when they close that pipe, it means you are going to lose. A lot of people are going to be unemployed. I think we need to take it seriously, this issue of zamas, of making sure that we discuss with our superiors to ensure that we must repair that pipeline, because it's a lot of waste of water, and it's really disturbing that we are wasting water and no one is saying anything about it.
Okay, Mr. Kumal, I just want to bring Mark again. Mark, please just join me here and just be careful, because you can see there's a lot of holes that have been opened here by zamas. When we speak about this kind of hole that has been opened, similar like I saw when I was in Riverlea, where there's a lot of illegal mining happening there. Have you tried to reach out to the authorities to warn them about this kind of infrastructure being damaged due to the illegal mining? I mean, you speak to Victoria, who is a business owner here, and she's affected, and to some point she could actually start relocating this area because of this illegal mining activity in this area.
Thank you, Pule. This, what you see here and what's going on here, this is the holes that have been obviously closed off, but in the evenings they come and they mine. But this was taken to authorities over 1.5 years ago when we first were introduced to the issues at West Village. Before the terrible tragedy of the rapes happened and occurred, this was already happening. We had taken it to the SAPS countless times in authorities because of stolen cables being stolen, roads being undermined along the reef. And only once that tragedy happened did police come, and as you saw, it's the same as Riverlea. They popped in, they were there for about 3 or 4 weeks, and then what's going to happen is they disappear, but the zamas remain.
And just lastly again, Vic, what has been the solution? Have you tried to reach out to the local municipality regarding this tragic incident that's affecting your businesses as well, and other business owners within this particular area as well, or community?
Well, yes. I mean, over the past many years, we've had many engagements with the municipality, and we're very involved with the municipality. Unfortunately, I think that we also see this problem. Municipalities are under-resourced. They don't have the money to fix these kind of issues by themselves. We called upon eSCOM to come. There's a big, huge power line that feeds Victoria and Shamdor, and that's being undermined. So eSCOM's come out and they've had a look at it, but unfortunately we don't see any consolidated action from the institutions that should be dealing with this thing.
And have you thought about relocating as well?
Well, I mean, I think that you are where you are when you have fixed property. You work with your neighbours and you work with your communities to sort out the problems, and we do get a lot of support from the municipality. Unfortunately, they don't have the resources to deal with this kind of level of problem.
All right, thank you very much. That's Victoria, one of the business owners in this area here. Residents of the businesses in saying that they have been by this illegal mining, as my colleague Mohamed Situki continues to show you those visuals of what is currently happening here. This is one where you don't often hear about reports whereby we're told police come here and try to raid this operation of illegal mining here. This is one of many illegal mining activities happening in Gauteng. We know about Riverlea, we know about Zama, we know about West Village, but also Krugersdorp is one of those areas bearing the brunt of this illegal mining, which has a bearing on public infrastructure and, of course, affecting service delivery in this area.
Absolutely, and it seems like it's going to be an ongoing issue that still needs long, sustainable interventions. Pule, just looking at the visuals before us, but also listening to what the guests had to say in as far as the negative impact on communities living around these areas and businesses operating around these areas, not sustainable for the economy at all. And the question is, what is that long-term sustainable intervention that will put this out once and for all? We leave it there, colleague. For now, we'll be sure to come back to you again. That is our reporter, eNCA's Pule Letshwiti-Jones, out for us in Krugersdorp, where we're seeing the negative effect of zamas once again on businesses around the area.